doing translations. So here we go. Who's up to bat? Kyle, you're up to bat. No, not. All the small blocks are in front of all the large blocks. The only guidance again for translations is all blah blah, some blah blah. Doesn't always work. Works most of the time. So does that sound like all blah blah or some blah blah?
All blah.
Good. Give me the form. That's all you got is all blah blah and you're laughing, no?
All blah.
Well, yeah, and that's right, but give me the form.
Oh, all blah.
A, all, X, parentheses, good. And what's inside? What goes with the A?
Small.
No, before you do anything else, what goes with the A? The thingy, what is the thingy?
Arrow.
Yes, the arrow. Now, what's your first blush on them? Take a look. All, no, you look back at the sentence. All the, look back at 11.
Sorry, all small blocks.
There you go. Small blocks doesn't mean cubes. They're talking about just small objects. So, yes?
Small X. Oh, I'm sorry. Small X.
Good. Small x are what? In English? Are just
In
give-
front
think
of
of it, in front,
the large box.
the large, I'll just put things. Okay, in front of all the large things, Vincent, does that sound like some blah blah or all blah blah? Good, it's all, but it's inverted, right? So it would be all the large things are such that in front of, something's in front of something, right? Except they reverse it, in front of all the large things. If it sounds like an all blah blah, but kind of, but not really, your best guidance is to set up the form, so give me the form.
I'm a little bit lost.
Give me a all blah blah form.
Yeah.
You can't use X, guys. You got it right here. So we've got all blah blah within another larger all blah blah. AY, good. And then parentheses, I'll use brackets to help you guys out. And what goes inside with the A? The arrow. And now you unfold it. So go ahead, Jordan. All the
Large block.
large blocks, so just large things. Large Y are.
In front of
And now what's in front of what?
all the small blocks.
Good. What refers back to the small things? X is in front of
What?
Y, which is the large things. And if you take a look, all the small blocks, these things, are in front of all the large things in back. Verified, you're good. Okay, here we go. Keep going. Maria. 2.
Point out that there's a
Forget
cube.
to point out. There's a cube that
There's
is
a cube
larger
that's
than
larger
a tet.
than
That's
a
the
tet.
sentence. So what does that sound like? Some blah blah or all blah blah?
Some blah is
So give me
blah.
the form.
So EX parentheses
What goes with E?
cube.
Ah.
Wait, hold
What
on.
goes with E?
There's a cube
No, don't
that
even
is
look.
larger.
Don't even look.
I have to read it again.
No, you don't have to.
You can look
Oh,
at
you
the
have to put
row.
an and.
There
Sorry.
you go. What
Yeah,
goes with
skip that.
E?
Yeah, you have to put an and.
Yes, that's half the battle.
Yeah.
When you guys start filling in other stuff, it gets you in trouble almost immediately.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, get the forms down. And now you figure out what are the blahs. So now you go back and read it. So carry, some, or there's a, that's a sum, there's a.
There's a cube that's larger than a tetrahedron.
So what's your first blah? Some,
Tet.
no, some what? There's a,
Large.
oh no, read it off, like bit by bit. There's a,
With your second sentence, point out there is a cube that is
there you
larger
go. It
than
just
a
starts from there. There's
tetrahedron.
a cube. So
So
some
cube.
cube. So cube X is what?
Larger.
The whole remainder. Larger.
Oh, don't type all that out. We can just.
No, I'm just going to do it for everyone's sake. Larger
Than a tet.
than a tet. That's the remaining blah. So some blah cube is blah larger than a tet. And what does that sound like, Stephanie? Is that some blah's blah or all blah's blah?
Some.
Good. It's larger than a tet, right?
A
So
tet.
it's some tet is larger, but the larger gets reversed, right? So you set up the. Give me a some blah's blah form.
Y.
Good. You can't use the same variable because this is a different blah. Set up the form.
R?
No,
Oh,
no, don't even look. Set up the form. Some blah, blah.
oh, and?
Nope,
Oh, arrow?
nope.
Oh, parentheses.
There you go. And then what goes inside?
And?
And now fill it in bit by bit. Cody, what's your something? It's up.
tet,
It's a tet. So that something is a tet. So tet Y, and it's
larger,
larger. Now you look at the sentence. What's larger than what?
cube,
Cube. What refers back to the cube?
x,
X is the cube. It's larger than what's the tet now?
y.
Y. That's how you do it bit by bit. Okay. So this is a sum blah blah right there, embedded within a larger sum blah blah, and likewise with 1. You got a all blah blah right there, embedded within a larger all blah blah. You're going to see a lot more of these forms inside and out. That's why I say you got to get them down. When they start mixing and matching it, that's when it gets tricky. But if you get the forms down, it helps out tremendously. Yeah.
So for number 1, when they refer to blocks, they're not referring to it as
Cubes. They
Okay.
mean things. They should have said things. They call this the blocks language just because the blocks, it's like blocks in a generic sense, right? We good? Shapes, they should say, or things. Melinda, 3. All cubes are in the same column. All blah blah or some blah blah.
All.
So give me the form.
All A, X, parentheses, arrow,
Good?
parentheses,
And what's your first block?
cube,
Cube, X. And then Rachel, what's your second block? Cube is?
Same column.
Good. And then what's the only thing we can choose here? X. Okay, that's everyone's first good guess, and that's a good guess, it's wrong. Why? What does this say? All cubes are in the same column as
itself.
themselves. So think about it. If you say all cubes are in the same columns as themselves, no matter how I arrange it, if they're all spread out, isn't it still true that each cube is in the same column as itself? It's basically saying each object is wherever it is, right? Like if I say all of you guys are in the same columns as yourselves, that's just saying you're sitting where you are. That's not what you want to say. You want to say all the cubes are all in the same column, right? Which is a different thing. How do I do that? Here's one way to go.
Put another parent.
Yeah. This is the more dangerous way to go,
And
but
then
I'll
get
show it to you
Y,
anyway
yeah.
because you guys are sort of ready for it. So I want AX, AY, cube X. Go ahead, Rachel. Or no, go ahead, Cody.
Cube Y.
No, not just cube Y.
Mm.
And
Cube Y.
cube Y. And bracket. So I'm saying for every object and every object, if I've got not just the same cubes, but potentially separate cubes, right? Then they're in the same column as each other. So that says check each object, every object in the world, right? If I got cubes and I got cubes, I got to make sure every single one is in the same column as one another. That's what this is saying. All right, good. For Ben, this is not true of the text. Okay, before we say it's not true of the text, say it is true of the text. So I want you to say the same thing as in 3 about the text. So say that all the texts are in the same column as each other.
A, X, parentheses.
No, think of the form. So if you can see that 3 says all cubes are in the same column as one another, I want the same thing but with text.
A, Y, parentheses, bracket, tet, X, and tet, Y, bracket, arrow, same column, X, Y.
That's what I mean by form. It's patterns. If you start to see the patterns, you can say, this says the same thing about the text, right? But they say now, say that's not true of the text. So where does the not go? Take a look. Are all the texts in the same column as one another? No, some of them are, right? But not all of them. So say that that whole thing is not true.
So put the not in front of the, between the bracket.
No. Say that whole thing is not true.
Put the not in front of the all.
There you go. It's not the case that all the texts are in the same column as one another. Some of them are, but not all of them. Okay, 5, Aaron. Every cube is in a different row from every other cube. Some blah blah or all blah blah. All good. Give me the form. Good. And now what's your first blah? All the so cube x are what? Just in English is what? In a different row from every other cube. Different row from every other cube. Alexia, what does that sound like? Different row from every other cube.
Not it.
All blahs blah or some blahs blah? Different row from every other cube. Yeah, which blah? All blahs blah or some blahs blah? You gave me blahs blah, so that means you're half right. Which half?
All.
Good, all, because it's every other cube, right? So set up the form.
A X.
You can't use x because you already got another one.
A Y.
I'm gonna give you the form first. All blahs blah.
Parentheses.
In a bracket, just so you see what goes with the a.
And,
No,
or I mean the arrow.
the arrow, good. And now Rachel, fill it in. All the what? Every.
Other.
How do I say every other cube? Okay, so let's do every cube first.
Q.
Y.
Okay,
Wait,
now I
wait,
want to
wait.
say, no, that's right, that says every cube, but what they want is every other cube. I'll explain why that is. So let's just do every cube first. Is what? It's in a
Different row.
different row. How do I say different row? Not same row. X, Y. Okay, suppose I just did like that. All cubes are in different rows from each other, right? But take a look. Are all the cubes in different rows from each other? They are, but that also includes itself. So it's not, it's false when it applies to itself. It's true when it applies to the other cubes, right? There you go. So I have to say all the other cubes. So cubes and they're not the same. X not equal to Y. Then they're in the same row. All right, you're not getting that kind of X not equal to Y in the test. It's just there to stretch your mind. Good mental exercise. That's what logic's about. All right, 6. This isn't true of the text. So first say it is. So Rita, say this whole thing is true of the text. So say the same thing about text. So imitate the form. What about text?
What about X? So every.
So AX, parentheses. No, just give me, you can give it to me left or right. Arrow. No.
Oh.
Remember, same exact form as above, just talking about the text. Because it says in 7 and 6, this isn't true of the text, right? So before you do that, just say first, it is true of the text. So say the exact same thing as in 5, just about the text.
So every
So tet, y, no, and, just imitate the form up there. No, x, in parentheses, arrow, not, same row, x, y, bracket, parentheses. That whole thing right there, what it says is, all the tets are in different rows from each other. But that's not true. Take a look. Are all the tets in different rows from each other?
No.
No, because some are in the same row, right? Many of them are in different rows, but take a look going across. Those two are in the same row, those two are in the same row, those two are in the same row. So it's not true of all the tets. So where do I put the not?
None of that.
In front of the whole thing, that's it. So it's that form with the tets, but just you put a not in front